Oh, hello everyone. I hope all of you are keeping well. And welcome back to the Lojong session. So, before we start the teaching, we dedicate some time to do some practice together. So, I thought to focus on doing Captain Lama Zopa Rinpoche's recommended prayers uh, for the conflict that is happening in today's time, and as well as the practice is beneficial for overcoming any sort of adversities um, for individual, for the society, and for the world. The practice of Guru Rinpoche's prayer uh, and the Siddhartha, the white umbrella deity practice. So I will not do the long versions of those prayers. We'll do the Guru Rinpoche's prayer to overcome um, uh, like weapons, war, persecutions, and prayers to overcome natural disasters. Then the condensed prayers to clear obstacle on the path and actualize all the wishes. Then as for the white umbrella practice, we will recite the heart mantra, not the long one, the heart mantra, which is also equivalence of reciting or doing all the practices of the white umbrella. So before doing that, set altruistic motivation, keeping all those people and the rest of the noblest sentient beings that who are going through tremendous suffering of pain, suffering of change, then most of all the pervasive compounded suffering of samsara. And on top of that, even though every single sentient being aspire for happiness, do not aspire for even a slightest form of suffering, but then due to the ignorance and due to the influence of hallucination and delusion, as if willingly striving for the causes of sufferings. So this is a very much a reality, to the world leaders, that many of the world leaders, how they do, and even we individual in our day-to-day life, even though we do not wish to suffer, but then we embrace the arising of delusions, and we grasp onto it and continue to torture ourselves, then create abundance of negative karma to experience future sufferings. So this is exactly what is happening in the world, including of these conflicts. There's unfortunate conflicts that is happening in the world. Yeah. So so keep in heart that the vulnerability of the sentient being that who constantly under the domination of delusion and karma. So on the basis of that, then generate sincere and great compassion and great love, then express sincere attitude of altruism to liberate them, to offer benefit by liberating all sentient beings from entire samsara, it is causes karma and delusion. For that purpose, then one going to engage in this practice as well as the teaching on the Lojong. And that also, since ourselves being, really immature in our concentrations, in also our faith, conviction in Buddha and practices. So therefore, we really need, proper blessings and guidance and protection to our mind, which is going for refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. So by doing so, ourselves will be blessed and guided accordingly with the pure practice. So that way, our bodhisattva mind, including of this practice and generations of altruistic motivation, everything become genuine, dharma, or the genuine, tools of benefiting others. Sangye je dan zo ye jo na la jang ju ba do dan ne jang zo je da ye je zo ye be zo nam je do la ben je sang ye do ba ra e jo Sangye je dan zo ye jo na la jang ju ba do dan ne jang zo je da ye je zo ye be zo nam je do la ben je sang ye do ba ra e jo Sangye je dan zo ye jo na la jang ju ba do dan ne jang zo je da ye je zo ye be zo nam Dola benje sanje do barai jo. I want to add one more thoughts. In this very dark time, a very, very difficult time around the world, of course, to those who are right under the conflict, right under experience of war, natural disaster, sicknesses, famine, abuse, etc., etc. But even like us, who are far away from all those adversities, but we can feel the negative impact. Really, it really disturb us. You see, so therefore, yeah. So therefore, it is so easy for us to arise negative emotion, on that circumstances. Mm? Uh, mm. So you see, so therefore, um, mm, the thing that we have to remember, the world does not, require or can be beneficial, adding, even one more negative energy or negative emotion, or negativities, cannot afford, because it's really a dark time, it's really a difficult time, you see. So therefore, we really have to guard our mind in this vulnerable time of ourselves, as I mentioned before. Especially not to arise anger to anyone, including of those world leaders, those harm givers, the whoever is causing distraction. As a Buddhist practitioner, as a someone that who really understand the the Dharma and the impact of the Dharma and impact of the negative emotion, then we cannot afford to get angry to anybody. Yeah, we cannot get angry to anybody, including to Hitler. We cannot get angry. including to the Lord of Death or the Maras, we cannot get angry. You see, so therefore, so we cannot get, try our very best not to get upset, because there's no benefit. It's no help by getting upset. It won't help to solve the problem. It will add on to problem. It will ruin the one individual's opportunity to contribute positive energy to the betterment of the world. You see, so similar goes to anger, etc. So therefore, even how malevolent, harmful it may be as a human or as a spirit or element or whatever it may be, as a true Dharma practitioner, one thing that we have to remember, we cannot afford to get angry to anybody, upset to anybody. Rather, we have to fill our heart with full of love, full of compassion, full of love and compassion and empathy. Especially those negative beings, those harmful beings, more than ever, they need others' compassion, others' love, others' prayers to subdue their Mara, to subdue, their negative emotion. You see, to any form of negative emotion, only the antidote can able to overcome it, not by the same element. Anger cannot destroy anger. Upset cannot destroy unpleasantness. Being depressed, won't help to brighten the day of those who are suffering. It doesn't work that way. It never worked that way, even conventionally, and relatively, ultimately, never like that. In the reality of interdependent, cause and condition, it never worked like that. So, the way to overcome the conflict that is happening in the world, the way to overcome all the suffering in the sentient being is through it is the right antidote, and that is altruistic wisdom and altruistic attitude. So generating, always, dedicating our merits, our prayers for these beings to subdue their hearts, overcome from their ignorance, their hallucination, their suffering, like that. You see, so that's one thing that want to remind, especially in this very stressful time, especially those who are really in the near environment of those distractions. It's so easy to get upset and angry and depressed. So you remember, okay? You remember you are Dharma practitioner. You know what karmic law, cause and effect is. You know, at least basic wisdom of emptiness. So your heart should be filled with, bodhicitta, prayers, practices, retreats, and dedicate the merit to even to the worst person, for them to overcome their, negativities. So that way, we're able to contribute. If we're able to do that even for one moment, we're able to contribute to the better day for the future, to able to overcome, these negativities like that. Okay, so thank you. No, SMJ Damje Dewa Dan Deve Judan Dembra Juj SMJ Damje Dunga Da Dunga Judan Drawa Juj SMJ Damje Dunga Mebe Dewa Dami Dawa Juj SMJ Damje Nire Jadan Nidan Rave Danyola Nebra Juroje SMJ Damje Dewa Dan Deve Judan Dembra Juj SMJ Damje Dunga Dan Dunga Judan Drawa Juj SMJ Damje Dunga Mebe Dewa Dami Dawa Juj SMJ Damje Nire Jadan Nidan Rave Danyola Nebra Juj Semje damje dewa dang dewe ju dang dembra ju je semje damje dunga dang dunga je ju dang dawa ju je semje damje dunga mebe dewa dang mi dawa ju je semje damje nire cha dang ni dang dawe dang nyong la ne bara ju ro je gange do je ne zo ne dawa damje pambe chire dambe che ne den je ba godam de la cha che lo Tong-len ninja song-do ju-be lama tse-che se-jo kan-che ten-de-gun chana-pe-mo ten-zen ja-zo-la so-wa dem-so da-ju jin-je-lo tam-che-dun-ne sa-che-dang se-ma-la-so-me-pa-dang la-de-ta-nyang-ben-to-ye ra-chi-cha-po-ne-ju-che ma-lu-sem-che-kun-che-kun-ju-che du-de-pon-che-me-se-jum-ze-la ngo-na-ma-lu-yang-da-che-ju-be Chomde korje ne de she zo zo la da mi che be ze ngo zo ja da ye je do go zan je de la na me nam ge kang ge cha je o mo nam mo ba ga wa de be da sa ra pa ma da ne ta ta ka da ya ha ra ha de se me zo be de da do be ze be de ma de ze me de ma be be de ma bu de ze ma bu de me do ba da da ma na be de za wa ka ma wa ra na be shu da na be ze ye zo o mo nam mo ba ga wa de be ze sa ra pa ma da ne ta ta ka da ya ha ra de se me zo bu de da ya da o be ze ma be ze ma de ze be de ma be de ma bu de ze Mahabudimendo Badamana Benzawaka Mawarana Bishudana Benzayaso Home Namo Bagawade Bezarapamada Takataya Hara Desamazam Buddha Diato Bezabeza Mabizma Dizabizma Biabizma Buddhism is Mahabudimendo Tamana Sawaka Mawarana Bishudana Benzayaso Kunjosum Yetamada Sanya Joseph Badam Jiji of the Sonia Zubanga Jimoda Sonia Namata Sonia Medium Dobje de Genio Dodobara Joro Sai shi beje jungshin mendo dhamma rirab leje nyende jenpa sanje shindo mikde bewa ye dhugu namda shina joba jo daje chata mozo jebe yo chanye bazo luta lonjo na pamba meba buje lechun dozo razan dowa jinje lo da shi lunga yizo lonjo de zo jazo je reje menda zambo kuzan zobo zo jobo lo ya lani lama ye don kujo suno 对接完结今年到了，今年老多说，一到忙古罗让那面到了，今年呀很大呀呀me. Yeah, so in the expense of emptiness, then there's yeah, Guru Rinpoche, yeah, miraculously arise, magnificent Guru Rinpoche that prevails in the entire universe, like how I guided in the last practice, emanating infinite light rays, like rainbow light rays and the nectar, then reaching out to each and every single sentient beings, purifying their sufferings and providing protections and liberating them in the state of full enlightenment, like that, okay? Yeah, so protection from natural disaster. When obstacles arise in earth, water, fire, and air to threaten this illusory body of ours with the distractions, with no trace of doubt or hesitation, we pray, O Guru Rinpoche, with the goddesses of the four elements, you will harmonize the element into their natural state. Of this, we have no doubt. To the lotus-born Guru Ujjain, we pray, grant your blessing, so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Sajo melo jongwe barje ye jule nyenje jibe de jongze ye nye te zong me bar se wa de we jen jongwa ye ye la mo ro che jongwa ran sa ye wa ye te zong me we jen be ma jong ne la se wa de be Samba lenje do barai jenje lo. For protection from weapon and persecution. When faced by killers on all sides, who threaten us with lethal weapons, with no trace of doubt or hesitation, we pray, O Guru Rinpoche, the protections of your Vajra tent will cause killers to panic and weapons to be scattered. To the lotus-born Guru Ujjain, we pray, grant your blessing so all our wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Kanshi jime amaji takuro ya ne ya sunja ya nubu ya debshin nye ba ya na ye nye te zon ya me bara ya suwa ya de ya we jin ya de je ya guru ta ya de ba ye shema ya de jin ya sunja ya to bara ya juru ya we jin ya pe ma ya jun ne la ya suwa ya de be Samba Linje Do Barai Jinje Lo. The prayers to Guru Rinpoche for removing obstacles and fulfilling wishes. Embodiment of Buddha of past, present, future, Guru Rinpoche, master of all siddhis, Guru of great bliss, dispeller of all obstacles, wrathful subjugator of Maras. To you I pray, inspire me with your blessings, so that outer inner secret obstacles are dispelled, and all my aspirations are spontaneously fulfilled. Tusumo Sanje Guru Rimbo Ichi Yang Do Gunda Deva Ichi Beisha Pachi Quincy Dudu Adabe Yeze Yesu Debso Ichi Alabdu Isu Shina Isabe Abaji Ishi Vayada Isamba Linji Yadobara Chinji Lo Omo Benjamin Guru Bema Sidihu. 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 Tusumo Sanje Guru Rimbo Ichi Yang Do Gunda Deva Ichi Beishaba Pachi Quincy Dudu Ayatabe Ayase Ayase Devso Ichi Alabdu Eso China Isabe Ayabarje Ichi Vayata Isamba Linji Robarai Jingelo. Yeah. So then, miraculously, Guru Pemasambhava manifests or dissolve into a white umbrella. Then, similar visualization as before. Magnificent white umbrella arises, exists infinitely, and emanate infinite light rays and nectar in all directions. And all the sentient beings receive blessings, healings, and protections, and abiding them in the state of white umbrellas, enlightenment. Tayata anale kasame bere some Sawabuddha aditena sawata gada unika siddhatapati hum mama huni so Tayata anale kasame bere some Sawabuddha aditena sawata gada unika siddhatapati hum mama huni so Tayata anale kasame bere some Sawabuddha aditena Sawadada gada uniga siddhatapati hum mama humuni soha Tayadam anale kasame bere some Sawabuddha aditena sawadada gada uniga siddhatapati hum mama humuni soha Tayada anale kasame bere some Sawabuddha aditena sawadada gada uniga siddhatapati hum So dayada anale kasame bere some Sawa beda adidina adidide, sawa dada gada onika, siddhata bade humbe. Om mama hone zo, jawade nyudoda. Dumna do aje yamale bade zalam go barai sho. Jawade nyudoda lama sanje dubyo ne do aje yamale bade zalam go barai sho. Chanjo senjo rinpoche maje panam jejo se jawa nyamba me bayan kone kondo pebra sho. Tonye dawa rinpoche maje panam jejo se jawa nyamba me bayan kone kondo pebra. Nye dawa rinpoche maje panam jejo se jawa nyamba me bayan kone kondo pebra sho. Jambe pawe che da jemba da kondo sampo ten ya de shenje de da kunje che so da. Jawa de da tam che rab do ngo de sun che pe jawa tam che de ngo wa ka na chu do ngo pa de da je je we za wa de kunje sampo che che rab do. Ngo wa rai je sem che ne ba che nye ba nyo do ne ne ta jo che do we ne ne ma le ba ta do ju wa me bar sho. Sem che ne ba che nye ba nyo do ne le ta jo che do we ne ne ma le ba ta do ju wa me ba rai sho. Pe dan zo wa mi ke pe shin do bo pa sem che sem che re wa kun ze. Samba che chen do be da je jo ni mon de le sen de le ni me kun yan de le ji ni ze ta do de le. Kun jo som je da je jo. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Yes, so now we start the teaching, and if you are using the same volume of text, then the Mind Training, the Great Collection, then it is on page 219. So it is on page 219. The text title is Bodhisattva Samantabhadra's Mind Training. So we have done 2 sessions already. So this is the continuum of the very much the earlier teaching that we discussed on the Bodhisattvas, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas' extensive mind or extensive attitude. In another word, very much the practice of the Buddhi mind or the great heart, the bodhicitta, the altruistic mind, and we have gone through the attitude that how Bodhisattva Manjushri, Bodhisattva Vajrapani, and Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, as well as I've read through some of the Buddha's life story of his past life as a Bodhisattva. So now today's teaching is very much focused on taking those aspirations into meditative practice. You know, what we inspired by the Bodhisattva's deeds, what we have learned. Now, we try to develop them. By starting, develop them by integrating into practice of meditation. So this meditation practice, it is a very extensive meditation practice. It is very advanced meditation practice. One of you can say the one of most intense meditation practice. This practice also do translate in tantric practices into such as those genuinely engage in the yogas, practices. So some of the ideas in this meditation for some beginner may find hard, may find difficult. But one thing that we need to try to do so accordingly, by understanding that the concreteness, the hardness, um, um, what do you call, the grounding of the self-grasping, ignorant, and self-cherishing attitude is so deep in our continuum, so habitual, deep habitual in our continuum. It's very much like carved on the rock. The letter carved on the rock is not just sweeping by very soft broom can able to clear away those writings. It really require a metal hammer to really to break through it. Otherwise it won't go away. So similar way, the self-grasping ignorant and self-cherishing ego-centered mind within our system is harder than those later carved deeply into diamond like a rock. We have meditated, we have habituated on those negativities from beginnerless lifetime. Then during those beginnerless lifetime, the practice that we have engaged, or application of antidote, it's very little. It's very much like a dot. In the time frame is very much like one moment. Only one moment we have applied of those antidotes. So therefore, while we are in down, what do you call, in down with all the conducive conditions of such teaching like Lojong, and the blessings that we have from our lineage gurus, then the environment that I have discussed last time, the environment we are in a perfect environment, really can make sense that we need to practice hard. If we don't practice now, when we're going to practice, like that, from every single aspect. So while we are in this position, if we are unable to destroy those negativities by using such kind of meditative, very intense tool, then our samsara not going to end so soon. Our samsara going to be very long time. You see. So understanding that, then even how hard it is, try to apply this meditation guide, and accordingly how these past Kadamba masters have actualized. So because of that, they're able to purify their samsara. They're able to achieve enlightenment within one very lifetime. So like that. Okay. So the compiler of this teaching, as I mentioned before, very much it could be the Kadamba master, the Kadam Sakya master, the Sudimdar. Sudimdar, who compiled this, but very much spoken by the his teacher, the Maitreya, the Mipam Cheje. So I think Mipam Cheje must be the one that who is guiding us through this. So this particular start with the advice. After we refer to all the Bodhisattva's deeds, then giving this concise advice. It says, so you should generate a mind even more expansive than that of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So that of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that we have referring to their their deeds in their lifetimes, such as the Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, such as Bodhisattva, Maitreya, all the 8 Bodhisattvas, then Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's, previous life, So here, advising us to generate even greater expense, more expensive than, more courageous, more intense than of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So some of you may think that how possible, they are Buddha and they are Bodhisattvas, and how possible, that there's a limitation in their generation of attitude, and we can still generate more greater than them. We may think like that, and that's possible because every Buddhas and Bodhisattvas during their training, they have a different aspect of aspirations. Due to that, different aspect of Buddhas, they actualize. Different aspect of Bodhisattvas they actualize. You see. So here, so therefore, certain Buddhas during their training time, their main focus of generations of heart can be compassion, but not really maybe other aspect of virtues. Some may be more emptiness, but not other maybe virtues. Some may be love, but then there's a limitation in other aspect of the virtues. So something like that. So here, in order for us to sweeten our practice, then we try to generate all aspects of altruism that which generated by all the Buddhas. So that way, your generation of expansive thought going to be greater than all the past Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So I continue read. It is on this basis that the awakening mind will first arise. So in that way, then you will come to a point that you become Bodhisattva. You first time will have a realization on bodhicitta. The spontaneous realization of bodhicitta. At this very stage, we do generate bodhicitta, but maybe it may remain for few moments, few days, then to disappear. Or most of the time, we need to generate with creation, with a lot of reasoning, a lot of factors, but there's no spontaneous arising, as well as there's no sustainable, remaining of that arising in our continuum. You see, so therefore we are not genuinely become Bodhisattva yet, even though we may be like Bodhisattva one moment. You see, so after such kind of preparatory practices, then we can become Bodhisattva by awakening the mind in the first time. So then I read, will abide in the middle and will finally cultivate in Buddhahood. So do not become disheartened. So not only first time arise spontaneous bodhicitta in us and become first time become Bodhisattva and first time entering into the path of accumulation, but then we will continue to be sustained through the 3 levels of path of accumulation, 4 levels of path of preparation, and the 9 levels of path of seeing and path of meditation. Without the great expense as advised before, without the great expense of preparatory attitude, then even we arise bodhicitta, but then even we arise bodhicitta, even if we enter into the path of accumulation, there's a danger of giving up, bodhicitta. So there's a danger all the way up to the part of preparation. When until you reach to the 3rd level of the part of preparation, which is the part of preparation patient. You see, so so part of accumulation is a three levels. Within all those levels, if you happen to meet Hinayana gurus or someone that who inspired by the lower vehicle, but not really courageous to cultivate Bodhisattva vehicle, then you may give up and you may enter into the lower vehicle path. Or due to adversities that comes in our way, then disheartened, you may give up bodhicitta. Then even when you are already in a part of preparation, um, when you're part of heat, the first level, part of peak, the peak summit, then part of patient, the level of patient or part of preparation. Until then, again, it's still you are vulnerable. Even you are already entered into path, but if you happen to meet similar kind of obstacle like in earlier one, you still have a chances of giving up bodhicitta. You see. So only when you achieve the part of preparation, the fourth level, the supreme dharma, then whatever circumstances, your bodhicitta will be not degenerate. So this is what it means, will abide in the middle. So with a well foundation, even before generating bodhicitta, you're able to cultivate the most courageous, most extensive path, then that will help along the path to sustain our bodhicitta without giving up. Then I read, and will finally culminate in a Buddhahood. So then, without interruption of giving up Bodhisattva, bodhicitta, along part of preparation and part of accumulation, then swiftly you're able to pass through the 10 bhumis and able to achieve Buddhahood, like that. So this is what it means. So therefore, how difficult it is, do not become disheartened. It sounds like it's honestly, even now you can feel how possible those past Buddhas, those past 8 Bodhisattvas have, how possible that I can generate more greater expensive heart than them. You may think like that, isn't it? But now here you need to be very greedy in one very greedy. You just say whatever the way how Samantabhadra have generated the attitude, whatever we're generating, whatever we're Bejapani, Maitreya, Siddhigava, and all the past thousand fortunate Buddhas, all the 35 Buddhas, all 21 Taras, so like that, how the past Kadamba masters and Panditas, including Lama Tsongkhapa, all whatever attitude that they have generated, that I'm going to generate all of them, and even more extents, even more seriousness like that. So do not become disheartened. Okay, now I continue reading. Then it says, this awakening mind is a catalyst for suffering. So this bodhicitta is the cure for our sufferings, cure for our all form of suffering, all form of adversities, including of whatever trouble that we encounter day-to-day life. If we want to overcome, then the wise one, you cultivate bodhicitta, so that will help. Then it says, a counterpoint to joy. So here, in Tibetan writing is a kigi kanon, in Tibetan writing, kigi kanon. But in English translation, counterpoint to joy is very much meaning like, is like opposite to the joy, isn't it? Opponent to the joy. So it doesn't mean that. So I have no idea whether this, whether maybe lack of my English capability, I cannot interpret the meaning of this particular word or counterpoint. Whatever it is, the meaning is that the cultivation of awakening mind become a supplement to whatever joy that you already have. So that's the meaning, supplement. Kigi, kanon, kanon is like addition, supplement, support, or causes or condition, So in Tibetan writing is like that. So it's so true. When you cultivate bodhicitta, then our basic Buddha nature, the conventional Buddha nature, start to awaken. Even it can be just for 1 day or 1 hour, it start to awaken. The moment you start to cultivate bodhicitta, it awakens. So whenever our conventional Buddha nature awaken, we are completely pervaded with inner peace. You see. So then, in the good time, in the happy time, we interpret everything with the bodhicitta mind, and all the joy, all the joy become so extensive. All the joy becomes so lasting. It become genuine happiness. Even in the samsaric pleasure, if we are able to interpret with bodhicitta, it become a real happiness. Otherwise, samsaric joy, sensual happiness are uh, regarded as a suffering of change. But if you're able to interpret them with bodhicitta, then all become a genuine inner peace, genuine joy, not like that. Then awakening companion for those who are afraid. So if you're afraid of loneliness, if you're afraid of weapon, if you're afraid of this and that, if you're afraid of someone is going to harm you, if you're afraid of spirit going to harm you, whatever, if your heart filled with bodhicitta, then you become harmless. You see, like that. A remedy for sickness and malevolent harms. So it is absolute, the most accurate, most effective medicine, cure for sicknesses and malevolent spirit harms, elemental harms. You see, so whenever we get sick, if you interpret, all those sicknesses, as well as the spirit harms, whatever malevolent adversities, if you interpret in bodhicitta, then there's no harm. You see, uh, um, if you interpret in bodhicitta, in the sense of like doing tong-len practice, during tong-len practice, then all the sicknesses, all the harms that you experience is not harmful to you. Your heart will feel rejoice, fulfilling, and your sickness become beneficial. Your whatever harm that you receive become beneficial. You see, then when you cultivate bodhicitta, always, then there's no possible for you to encounter future harms. If you genuinely cultivate bodhicitta, especially when you actualize, the bodhicitta as a path, the genuine sustainable bodhicitta, then no spirit can harm you. No malevolence can harm you. No sickness can harm you, like that. You see. So it is good for now. It is good for future. It's good all the time, like that. Then it says, and it labeled the affliction flat. So then, when your heart is filled with bodhicitta, then whatever um, the what do you call, the uneven mind that we have with the different ups and downs of delusion, like attachment, anger, ignorance, all those negative emotions that which is really arise in our heart like a roller coaster, like a roller coaster, um, like a very critical time, like the stock market. When the stock market go up, you, wow, so joy. When the stock market, just within the second, the market drop, it's so miserable. It's like kind of like you are like sent all the way up to the top of the crater. Then after that, you really bang down, like that. You see. So we have all those ups and downs of delusions, like that. You see. So when your heart is completely filled with the bodhicitta, filled with the love, filled with bodhicitta, filled with bodhicitta means, uh, bodhicitta can come in so many different phases. Can be filled with the love, filled with compassion, filled with understanding, filled with sense of gratitude, filled with the sense of understanding of karmic law, cause and effect, then just kind of acceptance. All these are the different expressions, different phases of bodhicitta. This is what it means. When you cultivate bodhicitta, then all afflictions will be flat. Then you say like that. So to follow in the footsteps of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, perform the following visualizations, like that. Okay. So if we want to experience the benefit that all the past Buddhas, Bodhisattvas have actualized, then we should follow the footstep of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Another example is our precious living gurus. Our precious living gurus. They have succeeded in the path. Even they carry the same body like what we have, or even they eat the same food that how we eat. They live in the same world that where we live, but they are free from suffering. Their heart is always in bliss. Why? Because of their heart is always filled with the altruism, bodhicitta, because of that, you see. So now if we want to experience like them, and if we do not wish to experience like a roller coaster, like a life, roller coaster, like our emotion, then it's a follow the footstep of, all those. Then perform the following visualization. So from now here onward, start the meditation. So from here on, start the meditation. So it says like this: at your heart, with yourself, your ordinary form. So as an ordinary person, exactly like who you are now. Then right in the center of the heart, you visualize evolving from syllable A. So visualize evolving from syllable A. Also understand that in the center of your heart, then you understand the expanse of emptiness. Visualize evolving from A, and A is referring to understand and visualize. Everything is in the expanse of emptiness. The syllable R is referring to emptiness. So syllable R represents emptiness, like that. Or otherwise, you visualize the syllable. If you remember syllable, Sanskrit, English, or whatever, you remember the syllable R. So usually the R, in the red form, in the red color form. So whatever color is, it doesn't matter. Here, it didn't say a specific color. So you can visualize, let's say, red color syllable Om right in the center of your heart. And white mum on the mundis. White mum on the mundis. So in the expanse of the emptiness, or in the evolving of syllable A, or in the expanse of emptiness, then there is a mundis. There's a mundis. And on the mundis, there's a syllable mum, the white syllable mum. So you visualize like that. Or then from there, light rays radiate profusely from this and touch all sentient beings, pervading the limbs of space. So infinite light rays manifest from there, which is from your heart. Yeah, there's syllable mum. So infinite light rays to entire universe. Completely filled with the entire space. Like that. As limitless like space, like that. Again, the color can be white light or rainbow color light. That doesn't matter. Then it says the light rays attract karma affliction such as attachment, anger, delusion, pride, envy, and miserliness, as well as the 6 root and the 20 deprivative afflictions. So what do? The light rays go in entire universe, reach to entire sentient being. Then you attract, you hook, as if the light rays go there like a hand, then grab all the karmas, all the affliction that mentioned here, including of the 6 root delusion, like such as the desire, hatred, pride, ignorance, doubt, wrong view, 6 root delusions. Then such as the 20 the secondary delusions or 20 derivative affliction, which is the 20 secondary delusions, like such as again, different, more milder level like anger, malice, concealment, outrage, jealousy, miserliness, conceit, disharmony, dishonesty, haughtiness, harmful intent, non-embarrassment, non-consideration, lack of faith in triple gem, karma, etc. Laziness, non-conscientiousness, or forgetfulness, forgetfulness of virtues, non non-introspection in object of meditations, like virtues. Then dullness, agitations, and mental wanderings. So of all the sentient beings, in the form of dark kind of smoke, in the form of like black shoot, in the form of black shoot. There are many visualizations, talk about like a black shoot, or the dark smoke, the hook and bring all back to you, like that. Then they also, not only that, they also extract the negative acts motivated by afflictions that obstruct higher rebirth and liberation, and force being to experience the suffering of silent existence and lower realms. So not only all negativities that mentioned before, also extract all the negative karma, that which the sentient beings are experiencing now, in the form of suffering or pain, in the form of suffering of change, or in the form of pervasive suffering, which samsara they're experiencing now. So you see, so here, if you relate to today's time, then whatever adversities that are going on, from war, from natural disaster, you can also hook all those sufferings together. So all the negative karma, certain negative karma that live not manifested yet in the experience of the result, they still remain as a imprint in the people's continuum. You see, including of that. So so in short, all the negativities that caused by the afflictions, delusions of the past, that which obstruct that which obstruct the higher rebirth, so those negativity that such as those negativity which obstruct for sentient beings to actualize, purify the three lower realms and actualize higher rebirth. Even to like we human being, like including ourselves, what will obstruct us being born into higher rebirth, like a human, precious human rebirth. Those negativities are the immoral, immoral actions. Then miserliness, those are the specific negative cultivations, negative karma that will obstruct us being born in higher rebirths. Then those negativity that obstruct to actualize liberation. What is that? There are so many negativities. Specifically, is talking about the delusion, and the main root delusion that obstruct the individuals to actualize the liberation of nirvana peace is the self-grasping attitude, or the self-grasping ignorant. That is the one which is the main obstacle to liberation, or it also called as the obstruction of delusion, that which is obstruct individual to actualize liberation. Mm. Then fourth being to experience the suffering of silent existence and the lower realms. So what kind of karma force sentient beings to experience samsara? The specifically uh, the what's say all the delusions, all form of delusions, all form of karma, such as the 10 non-virtuous actions. Then what kind of specific karma that which make beings to be born and experience suffering or lower realm, specifically this, like such as 10 non-virtuous act, 10 non-virtuous act. So those are the one that which will make to experience suffering in the lower realms. You see, so all those things also you bring onto hooked by the light. Then this negative act include the 10 negative actions committed through body, speech, and mind. So all those negative 10 negative 10 non-virtuous. And the 5 heinous act and 5 approximate heinous act. The root infractions of precept, showing disrespect to the 3 jewels, abandoning the teaching, belittling the noble beings. Then imagine that all of this dissolve into you like a rain falling onto your body, and that mind of the all sentient beings thereby become cleansed and free of obstruction. So, so on top of all the 10 non-virtues and all the negativities that we mentioned before, then specifically also hook all the negative doings and negative karma, negative imprints, that negative experiences that actualize from the 5 heinous crimes. 5 heinous crimes such as patricides, matricides, like killing father, killing mother, then killing arahat, drawing blood from the body of the Buddhas with the evil intent, then causing disharmony within the sangha. So these are the 5 heinous crimes. You see, then 5 approximate heinous act. Yeah. So 5 approximate heinous act. So those are the heinous act that degrade through sexual misconduct one's own mother, who is also an arhat. So that's the first one. Second one is to kill securely abiding bodhisattva. Someone that who is still have the pure bodhisattva precepts. Not necessarily has to be someone who's enter into path, but someone holding a pure bodhisattva precepts. Then of course no question about those who are already bodhisattva. If you kill, then you commit such karma. Then the third one is to kill an arya on the path of learning. Part of learning. Yeah. So so kill Arya beings, who are abiding in the path of part of learning. You can understand from part of seeing onward, all the way up to the who are abiding in the path of meditation. Those Arya beings. Then the fourth one is misappropriate fun from the sangha. Using misappropriate. The sanghas are the object of veneration, object of offering. Then whether among the sangha or whether the lay practitioner or anyone that who misuse it, misappropriate of anything that is belong to sangha. So that also is a very heavy karma. Then the fifth one is to destroy stupa, destroy holy object, but in particularly destroy the stupa that represent Buddha's mind. So these are the 5 approximate heinous act. So those who are experiencing the consequences, those who are cultivating now, or those who already committed the karma but not ripened the result, but then still holding the imprint in their continuum. So all of those, um, you visualize and hook. mm, hook by that light, from all sentient beings and towards you, then dissolve into you like a rain falling onto your body. Then after that, then you understand that all sentient beings, because of that, entire their sufferings and negativities are completely cleansed, like that, and free from all the obscurations. So therefore, they can enjoy, the happiness of the higher realms, including of the enlightenment, liberation, like that. Okay, so then, then with the thought, I shall purify all this negative karma. So then after that, after that visualization, then you need to generate this thought. I shall purify all this negative karma. You should visualize another stream of light. So after that aspirational, voice or thought, then um, instantly, the another stream of light rays shooting forth, that touches all sentient beings. Then visualize that, imagine that all future suffering of the silent existence that may harm and inflict their body, speech, and mind, such as heat, cold of the hell realms, and the thirst and hunger of the hungry ghosts, ignorance and confusion of the animal realm, and conflict of the demigods, and the death fall of the celestial gods, and the 8 and the 11 categories of the suffering of the human realm. All these sufferings are dispelled. So you understand like that. So if you can go through, if you can refer to the Lamrim, then those individual, on top of the general suffering of the 6 realm sentient being, then each of the individual realms suffering, if you can able to meditate, to reflect, such suffering, will be even more beneficial, like such as the 8 sufferings of human being. An example, such as the um, mm, suffering of birth, suffering of old age, um, um, what's it? Yeah, the first is suffering of birth, suffering of old age, suffering of sickness, suffering of death, and the suffering by encountering what is unpleasant, and the separating from what is pleasant, and not getting what you want, and um, the five contaminated aggregates. So these are the 8 sufferings. These are the 8 sufferings. Then 11 category of suffering. On top of this 8 suffering, you add on the um, mm, the 3 general sufferings. Um, mm, the suffering of pain, suffering of change, and pervasive suffering. So even though it is already categorized, overall in the 8 sufferings, but then you specifically you can mention the suffering of pain, suffering of change, and pervasive suffering. So that also can make up as 11 categories of suffering. So there is a benefit of remembering one by one, uh, so that the antidote of the practice becomes so specific to heal those specific suffering of the sentient beings. You see, so if you can integrate into meditation, it would be so beneficial. Like that. Then it says, visualize, imagine that the instant light rays touches the being. Um, Imagine that the instant light rays touches the being. Then after that, then again, there's instantly there's an infinite light rays and manifest from the syllable mum, to each light rays touches all beings, their body, mind become blissful. So then you understand, all of them actualize absolute blissful, both body and mind. Then as the light rays dissolve back into your body, then after that, then you visualize the light rays all dissolve back to your body. Then imagine that all this suffering descend upon your body like a rain, and that every single pore of your body become uh, permeated by the inconceivable suffering of the sixth realm of existence, such as the um, AVC hell. Mm. So, so you can visualize like that. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the teaching, for some, this kind of visualization, this kind of understanding can be quite hard, but it is so beneficial to do. You just try it out, like you see, especially anyone already going through some kind of, physical or mental discomfort, sufferings, then you do this practice, and add on to all the sufferings, add on to the pain that you're going through, you're going through. The result, the impact of that is, instead of increasing your pain, it very much like a miracle, like that. It's very much like a miracle, it's really instantly subside, you see. So this is unbelievable effective, you see. When you do sincerely, you really mean it, do the practice really meaning it, then when you do this particular visualization, that ripen all onto your, like a rainfall, then especially if there's a certain pain, let's say back pain, and ripen upon that, you feel the lightness, the healing take place, like that, you see. And not only sickness, but if there's any kind of mental agitations are going on, or any form of obstacle that you are going through, and that really stress you out, or then you can visualize that all those sufferings, add on to that obstacle, add on to that thing that you do not want to experience is going on, everything add on to that. Then you feel the entire numberless suffer. Visualize that you are experiencing the entire numberless sentient beings, sufferings, adversities, and obstacles, right now, and because of that, then all sentient beings, actualize freedom from all the adversities and suffering, you see. So the really miracle of this practice, after that, you see, the clearing of the obstacle that you are going through will be so effective, so effective, you see. Some people may worry and feel scared that by doing this visualization, other sickness may ripen upon me, I will get sick. No, it doesn't work that way. Then you really it doesn't go along with the karmic law, cause and effect. You see. Whatever practice that you're doing is a cultivation of altruism. So the cultivation of altruism become antidote to the negative karma. So therefore, whatever practice that you've been doing is in fact is an antidote to clear your own obstacle also. You see, your own sicknesses also. Instead of really sicknesses burdening you or ripening you, adding on to you, like that, you see. So it is very much a lojong, very much mind training that brings about purification, like that. So if you still feel uneasy, then you try to read or listen to the teaching on karma. You learn more deeper teaching on karma. Once you understand deeper knowledge on karma and emptiness, then you will realize that, oh, actually, I don't have to fear. It's not something that the negative will ripen upon me. In fact, it will help to purify, all the negativities, especially those negativities that I may commit in the future, those suffering I may experience in the future, or those karma that I have not experienced yet, such as karma to experience suffering in the hell, hungry ghosts, and and the obstacle and the suffering that how other sentient beings are going through now. I without any doubt that I will have all all those karma from the past if I have not purified yet. You see, because there's not even one single negative karma that we have not committed in the past. You see, at the same time, there's not even one single virtue karma that we have not committed in the past. So that's the fact. You see, so the virtuous karma will result if we get the condition of virtue. Negative karma will come to result if we get the negative conditions. Negative karma will be not ripen if we apply antidote now. So the whatever practice that we are doing now is application of antidote. You see, so that way, so in future, because of this practice, in future, I don't have to experience the suffering that like the hell being that who are experiencing now. Even though I have the karma to experience in the hell realm, even though I have a karma to experience, be in the natural disaster, but because of this practice, now I purify the karma that I don't have to be in the natural disaster, etc., like that. Then cultivate the thought. If sentient beings gain freedom from suffering, then what I have shouldered as my responsibility will become a truly great objective. So you understand like that. So truly feel grateful. You should feel proud of yourself. Wow, you did it. Well done. Then reflect further. Since all sentient beings have placed their trust in me to be their guarantor and protector, I shall offer myself as their protector and obtain their release, by myself alone, without waiting for anyone's help, without waiting that until I become Buddha, right now, in this very position, I'm going to liberate entire numberless sentient beings by myself alone, so that kind of, determination, conviction, very decisive, make a decision like that. Then I shall undergo all the suffering, but lead them to happiness. For that purpose, even I need to be born in the hell realm, I will go through it. As long as sentient being, even one sentient being experience happiness, for that purpose, even I need to experience in the hell, I'm ready to do that. For the benefit of one person's happiness, if I need to go through, even in the human realm, for the happiness of one person, even I need to go into prison, even I need to be convicted, even I need to be cost my life, even I need to, be poor or whatever, even for the benefit of one person's happiness, that I'm ready to do that. So that kind of courageous mind, like that. Then even it can be just an ant, or even it can be, the ant that bit you, or even it can be a snake, the snake that just bit you, poison you, endanger your life. But as long as there's a protection, there's a benefit, there's a happiness that can bring to those beings, then I'm ready to experience that. That kind of courageous. You see, so it is a mind training. Okay, so this is a meditation that we have to train our mind like that. The result of that is like unbelievable, as I mentioned before. Then we can become like the gurus, who is completely immune to all the sufferings, all the samsara. Nothing can be affected them. You see, like that. Then now visualize. Okay, now visualize another stream of whitish light rays, which depart and touch the heart of your teacher and all his lineage, of the Buddhas, of the Bodhisattvas, of the meditation deities, of the meditation deities, of the disciple, meditation deities, then of the disciple, and of the self-realized one, drawing forth their obstacle to meditative practice, the damage caused by their body, their failure in realizing their enlightened aspiration, and the disruption caused to their completion of liberating life deeds. So you can visualize like that. So now this particular section is again very, very it is not an uncommon kind of practice. This is a usual practice, but for certain people, this find very strange practice and unfamiliar practice. You see, so now you are you are emanating the light towards not the ordinary sentient beings. Now you are emanating light towards your gurus. You're emanating light to your lineage gurus. All the Kadamba masters, all the Panditas, and all the Buddhist, all the Bodhisattvas, all the Buddhas, like 35 Buddhas, 21 Tara, 8 medicine Buddhas, all the 1,000 fortunate Buddhas. Then all the Bodhisattvas, like eight Bodhisattvas, like Bodhisattva Chenrezig, Bodhisattva Manjushri, Bodhisattva Maitreya, like that. Then meditation deity, meditation deity, like again, Buddha Chenrezig, the deity Chenrezig, deity Tara, deity Maitreya, Yamantaka, Vajayogini, Heruka, Guya Samaja, Kalachakra, etc. Then of the disciple, here is talking about the hero practitioners. Then the self-realized one, referring to the solitary realizers, solitary realizers, those arahats, those practitioners, those realized ones. So what you are doing this is the light rays draw forth of their obstacle to meditative practice. Those of the obstacle, before they obtain their Buddhahood, while they are training, even those of the meditative obstacles is like an inauspicious sign that happened in that time. Even those, you draw back of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and the deities. Okay, because all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and deities, they also went through the path of training before who they become. You see, so during the training, so they have a lot of obstacles, like how we go through it, So all those things also draw. So what is the benefit of that is next time when we go through the journey of the deityhood, journey of the Buddhahood, journey of the Bodhisattvahood, we will clear the obstacle to experience of those, those of the past practitioners, like that. Or then the gurus, like our spiritual gurus, who are going through, inner outer secret obstacles for them to fulfill their projects, for them to fulfill their wishes, going through, physical health issues. Some guru, they have life obstacles. All those manifestations, all those manifested obstacles, you draw to you, you see, by the light. Then the lineage gurus, if you refer to the Kadamba masters, during their training, they went through tremendous hardships, tremendous obstacles. When you refer to the Shantideva, like the Indian great pandits, they, each and every one of them, if you read about their life story, went through tremendous hardship, tremendous obstacles to success the path. So all those you draw back to you. Then the disciple, like such as the hero and solitary realizer, the obstacle of not actualizing altruism, the huge obstacle for them to wake up from their nirvana peace. Wake up from their nirvana peace. For eons they remain in nirvana peace, instead of coming out to bring benefit to the sentient being. You see, so all this for the greater benefit, even the nirvana peace become obstacle. You see, so even that, you see, so therefore that way, so in the future, one will not fall into the remaining in the nirvana peace. One will directly go through the altruistic path and actualize full enlightenment. You see, so those are the benefits. You see. So you see, yeah. So it says the drawing forth their obstacle to meditative practice, the damage caused by their body, and their failure in realizing their enlightened aspirations. There, many past bodhisattvas and Buddhas, those on the journey of the practice, many times, they discourage, there many times they give up their bodhicitta. There's so many obstacles that they encounter, like that. So think about that, and the disruption caused to their completion of liberating life deeds. So this is especially referring to those who enter into the nirvana peace. Nirvana peace, those like hero and solitary realizers when they, which is going into nirvana peace is the disruption which cause to the completion of the liberating life deeds, which is the ultimate state of full enlightenment. All this, in the form of like a dark, black shoot or a dark light, draw towards you like that. So then these are visibly drawn forth on the tips of the light rays, okay, which then dissolve into your body like a rain, dissolve into your body like rain, like that. Then you think, oh, rejoice, then rejoice. Then you express from depth of your heart, it is indeed a great fortune that I have the honor to shoulder such responsibility. Wow, 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 wow. You see, so you can think like that, you say, wow, wow, wow. You see, you really, after the meditation, you can really reward nice coffee if you like coffee, nice tea if you like tea, nice pizza if you like pizza, or nice soup, soup, nice chocolate, nice cake, whatever, or nice holiday, whatever you can reward yourself. You say, wow, 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 so well done, good boy, good girl, you did it, so rejoicing, not only taking all the adversity that sentient beings are facing, but even those adversities that past Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, deities, gurus, and lineage gurus, here and so to realization, they have faced, draw to you. Therefore, rest of the numberless sentient beings, when they travel through the path to become deity, to become guru, to become Buddha, to become Bodhisattva, they don't have to go through any of these obstacles like that. So ultimately you are benefited. You don't have to go through all these obstacles. All the paths Buddhas have faced. You don't have to go through that. So you see. So therefore, then rejoice. You really, rejoice. You see. So can you imagine when you do meditation like that? Then you coming very much to the end with so much rejoicing like that. It's so wonderful. So wonderful. Then after that, you can really give a good treat of lunch or dinner or whatever. Okay. Then after that, it says, at all time, never deviate from the space-like expanse. At all time, never be divorced from the contemplating your teacher. Okay, the first one. It is like a pit instruction, before and while doing the practices, and especially before and after doing the practices, when your mind become free from all this very concentrated meditation, then never to depart from the mindfulness in emptiness, like the space like emptiness, space like emptiness. Always be in the understanding, or always have the lenses in all your senses, all your mind, to able to see space like a void of true and inherent existence or substantial existence in every experiences, in everything. When you think about yourself, when you think about others, when you experience good and bad, everything you interpret empty like a space. It's absolutely free of any kind of bondage, free of any kind of limitations, and completely pure, completely devoid of all the fabrications of hallucinations, so like that, you say. So always, in short, so always have emptiness mindfulness. Then the second bit instruction is, at all time never be devoid from the contemplating your teacher. Means never lose the Guru Yoga practice. The essence of Guru Yoga is always remember your heart yourself, your guru, and the deity are oneness. Or in other words, your being, guru, the nature of the phenomena, emptiness, then nature of the relative phenomena, the altruism, everything lies in the one taste. So that is the Guru Yoga. So never to, go away this cultivation from your mind, like that. So in the conclusion is, in the expanse of emptiness, whatever thought arises, whatever speech that you have conversation, whatever action you perform, everything is the deeds of the Guru, deeds of the Buddha. You understand like that. Then offer them as a gift, your body, your wealth, and your root of virtue. Give of your body means offer yourself as a service to the Guru. So service to Guru meaning Guru's vision, Guru's work is to liberate sentient being, to preserve the virtue, preserve the Dharma, isn't it? So as long as you preserve the Dharma, preserve the virtue, and in the service of sentient being, you are offering your body in the service of Guru. Okay. Then you offer your wealth. You can offer your wealth to your spiritual gurus. You fulfilling Guru's aspirations again, which is to bring happiness to the sentient being. Okay. Then preservation of virtues, like that. Then you dedicate your root of virtues. All the merits you dedicate your life. The ultimate offering is you dedicate entire your life, your energy into a cultivation of altruism. So that's the best gift, like that. Then to the obstructive force, who are vengeful and to whom sentient beings or karmic debt, conjure many effigies of yourself as a scapegoat with pleasing appearances and delicious flavor. Offer this to them. So this one is talking about the yourself. Yourself offer as a lu. This here the word is effigies. In Tibetan is called lu. You see, so there are many pujas, many practices that like in relation to white umbrella, in relation to Tara. I mean, almost all the deities has its one aspect of practice that through the ritual, then you create a Dharma image of yourself, very kind of delightful, smiling like that, then wearing a very nice robe, nice cloth. Then put all the different kind of foods, especially the black foods, and for us it's black foods, but for the harm givers, for the spirit is the most delicious food. So anyway, so then you make a charity of that to all the malevolent forces, like that. So here, so there's such. I'm just giving examples. So here now yourself become like the lu. You see here, you yourself, very pleasing appearance. Then it become a very delicious flavor to satisfy the karmic debtors that which condition to sentient beings to suffer. Those like harmful spirit, harmful elemental spirits, etc. Then the karmic debtor of the past. In order for them to, in order to subdue, in order to purify them, then yourself become, these effigies or lu. Then you offer to them, So like that. So this is a quite a challenging meditation. It's very much now. It's not talking about like yourself making talk, like in a church practice, you make yourself a church, then you offer like that. And there's also a section of practice that you make charity. We in the church practice we there's we know the practice of making charity of your limbs and organs, etc., isn't it? So here is there's slightly different angle, which very much that your own being, whole thing, become a uh, uh, food present, which is the symbolism of entire sentient beings, karmic debtors, and and the negative forces, obstructive forces. Then you offer to them and to overcome the harm and negativities. So he's talking about that. Similarly, you should conjure immeasurable meat, blood, bones, internal organs, limbs, and toes offer this to them, or whatever they desire. You see. So again, this is very similar to church, but then here the angle is a bit different. You just use this simple light rays. Then what's it? No, not you just simply artistically simply visualizing yourself in this concept and create this image, this phenomena that like such as your blood, bone, internal, everything become to really offer as a charity, offer to those malevolent harm givers, those who eat meat, bones and internal organs, etc. So there are certain malevolent forces, they only eat heart. Certain malevolent forces, they only eat certain limbs, certain organs, like only eye. There are so many different types of spirits. Not every spirit eat everything like that. So there's so many like that. So that's why there's different kind of names are put here. So when you visualize like that, so that everyone is benefited, satisfied, like that. You see. So main purpose of this is to really, as I mentioned at the beginning, you really going to clear the very deep carved imprint of self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude. So this is a very drastic practice to really to wipe away like that. Then exhort them to consume raw if they are in the house, if not, to devour them cooked. So thing like that. By their eating this, then imagine their afflictions of cravings are overcome, and they experience enhanced bliss. So you can meditate like that. Then make prayer for this obstructive force to become your disciple in future. You see. So this is a very much a practice of Guru Pema Sambhava have performed in India, in Nepal, in Tibet, in many parts, like including Afghanistan, Pakistan, then there are many many places. I didn't see exactly in the text, but there's a saying by many lamas and practitioners that right very now Guru Rinpoche is residing in Uluru, isn't it? In Australia, the red rock. That is the Guru Rinpoche's one of the Guru Rinpoche's celestial mansion, where this very time Guru Rinpoche reside and offer benefits. So possible. Why not? Why not? Guru Rinpoche is everywhere, but for the sentient beings karma, if we define such holy places, then people can relate practice, like such as pilgrimage, etc., isn't it? So possible. Yeah. So in short, the Guru Rinpoche have performed that. So you see, so there are many great masters, including of our living masters, who have performed those church practices, and they perform many different kind of rituals, in day-to-day their life. The visualization is very much like this. You see, so for us, if we don't know all the detailed rituals, and this Lojong teaching provide us alternative ways to practice without needed any ritual training, without needed any ritual needs. Simply you meditate and do this practice. And the benefit is, if not more, is at least is equal, like that. Okay. Then some may assert that now is not the time to give away your body. However, since guarding this impure body is like carrying a sack of pricking thorns, so true, isn't it? Greater happiness comes from if you let go of it. The master said, you should then utter, as I have accumulated immeasurable merit through the power of my unsullied intention and through the blessing of my teacher, may my true accumulation increase immeasurably, and may the enlightened aspirations of all noble beings be fulfilled. May all sentient beings be relieved from suffering and endowed with the perfect happiness. So the first part, which is concern for almost most of us, that you are not ready to give up this body. It is so true, and it is here the main understanding is not talking about give up your body, cut your limbs or take your life. It's not talking about that. It's very much about letting go of this, the self-grasping attachment to self-identity and the basis, the aggregates. So very much the meaning is to give up I and mine. Give up I and mine, or give up me and mine. You see, so that's the essence. That's the understanding. You see, even you give up even you really sacrifice your body, but then you are unable to give up the grasping, then there's no benefit. You see, there's no benefit. There are many stories that immature practitioner giving up their limbs because of they have, suddenly they had such an inspiration in altruism, but which is not really stabilized yet, and they give up certain limbs but they haven't given up the grasping attachment, and it gone into false, like that, you see, or couldn't benefit extensively. Rather, it bring harm to your aggregates. You see, so therefore this is very important. You see, but there will be a time, which is very much when we reach to Arya Bodhisattva's stage. In Arya Bodhisattva stage, then there will be a capability that you can literally give up your physical aggregates without destroying, without harming your being, without harming your body, which is only bring benefit to yourself and the receivers of your body, like the Bodhisattva great-hearted, the story that I've shared before. You see, so like that. So right now, until you become Arya Bodhisattva, forget about cutting your limbs and making charity. The practice is to focus on giving up the grasping of I and mine, the grasping of me and mind. You see, the differentiations of me and others. You see, so the self-cherishing, the attachment, to be eliminated, and through the above mentioned intense meditation, helps tremendously to overcome the attachment grasping to our own identity and our own basis, in particularly our body. So that way, throughout lifetime practicing that, when we pass away from this life, we don't have to worry. Our heart can live, can transit freely without any bondage. You see, so even when we get sick, we won't suffer. You see, we won't suffer. Even our body decaying gradually, we won't suffer like we usually suffer. You see, then even we lost, wealth, beauty, there's one will not experience any form of suffering. You see, because of so much grasping to our body, so much grasping to me, then even your suddenly accidentally your nail just fracture, it become like a nightmare. Or even suddenly grow a white hair, become nightmare. Even a drop hair become nightmare. Or like me, I have a problem of too much hair. You see, I need to shave again and again. My hair is growing so fast. You see, so if I don't detach, I have a suffering of growing hair all the time. You see, every week I shave. Also, it grows so fast. It's like that. You see. You see, but for some people, they have suffering of losing hair in today's time. Uh, don't, don't know, due to the food that they eat or due to the water. You hear so many around, from everywhere. Especially ladies, they're concerned so much about their hair, losing hair. Then of course, those actors and actresses, those who are on the limelight, they worry so much about their hair, losing their hair. I remember there's so many movie stars, they give an interview, the greatest fear is the losing hair, like that. You see. So so that is very much because of there's so much attachment to your aggregates, to your the aggregates, self-cherishing attachment. So you see, so through this kind of practices, it helps to pacify that. You see. So that then whatever comes in your way, you are always beautiful, you're always youthful. You are no different than Buddha. You're not different than Bodhisattva. For you and for others, because you are so peaceful. Nothing disturb you. You see, even the whole world kind of like burning. Also, yourself won't disturb. You see, like that. Then, when reciting essence mantra and engaging in the lawful rites, you should generate yourself as a meditation deity, and through diverse threat, um, uh, diverse threatening display of magical power, you should crush all mundane bodies into dust and imagine that all beings are led to the wisdom of omniscient one. So you see, so this is the meaning. So so anyway, the gradually when you meditate and when you make aspiration and when you again you do analytical meditation, like what just said, then after that move on to certain mantra recitation. Say when you recite essence mantra, so there are many different deities. Almost all the deities has their essence mantra or the heart mantra. You see, just now the mantra that I recited for white umbrella, or that mantra is the heart or the essence mantra of white umbrella. So as we did the practice at the beginning, especially in this very difficult time around the world in the conflict, like Lama Zopa Rinpoche recommended to do this white umbrella practice. I felt, when I was reading through this text, I felt that this is such a perfect meditation visualization guide, can integrate with the white umbrella practice. So here you say, when recite the essence mantra, means then you can recite this essence mantra. Then yeah, so if you are doing the white umbrella, so white umbrella essence mantra, and many of the ritual practices, when we do pacifying, wrathful, controlling, increasing practices of the deity, very commonly, we use Yamentaka. So the Yamentaka is the essence or the heart mantra, Omoriti Utitanana Humbe, very common. So many people know, so you can recite that. Or you can also recite the dependent arising mantra, which is the essence or the heart mantra of all the mantras. the mantra that Buddha taught, the Buddha taught the first in Buddha. The first thing Buddha taught was the mantra of interdependent rising, or the the emptiness mantra. Om yetama yetu prabha yetu teken tatagado teken zor ebamba de ma shama nai soha. So you recite this mantra, or you recite Hasutra, Tayata Gatakate Paragata Parasangata Buddha. So, or if you want to use any form of the deity, those deity that there's no many different type of mantra, then whatever the main mantra, you can use that as a heart mantra. So when you recite those mantras, then especially when you engage in engaging in wrathful activities, wrathful, which is very fearful, to really eliminate very fearful obstacles, very intense obstacle, then you can use the wrathful aspect of deity, like such as white umbrella, such as Yamendaka, such as Bejapani, such as you can use generic, but the wrathful aspect like Hayagiwa. You can use Manjushri, but you can use the wrathful aspect like Yamantaka. You see, like that. Then engage in the wrathful rites. So engage in the wrathful rites, such as wrathful fire puja. Wrathful fire puja. Or wrathful fire puja. You can do the extensive fire puja, or you can just simply use black sesame seed. The black sesame seed that you mix with the 3 white and 3 sweets. Then you can set a small fire. Then you can make the black sesame seed in the shape of like a scorpion, in the shape of scorpion. Then you can after doing all the visualization before, if you don't do all the visualization that I've guided throughout the teaching, then at least do this section. um, mm, uh, yes, just simply visualize the deity. Or then if you have the initiation, then you can rise into self, you can generate self-generation of the deity. And you can do that. And you can also you can use the easiest is you can use the sadhana, short or the long sadhana, the best. Let's say if you are initiated in Yamantaka, you use Yamantaka short or long sadhana. Or if you want to use Hayagiva, use the Hayagiva sadhana. You can use deity sadhana. Okay, so then there you follow exactly. So when it comes to the heart mantra recitation, first you recite the amount, the number that usually you recite in the sadhana, say 21 times or whatever times. Then after that, then you do the fire puja. So let's say not the full version or the extensive one. You just use the sesame seed mixed with the 3 white and 3 sweet. The 3 white and 3 sweet, you don't have to be very soggy one. You can just put like a substance a little bit. You mix it, then you can arrange like how we do Vajrataka fire puja, similar way. The scorpion image, then put in a plate, then face the head onto the fire like that. Or then then you can omriti with it, so you can hold like this, the three thumb and 2 finger. Is it omor? Is it you omoriti uditana na humpe, omoriti uditana na hum, omoriti uditana na humpe. Even can be bit. So you can do 20 times, 100 times, to purify, negativities, to purify all the mentioned before, all the negativities, or obstacles. You can do that even just to clear any obstacle comes in your way. You can practice that. So those of you that who don't have initiation, don't know how to use the sadhana, then just simply visualize in the expanse. Always start in the expanse of emptiness. Then above you, then arise, let's say Yamataka, or arise Vajrataka, or Hayagiva, or or Manjushri in wrathful aspect, or Cheresi in wrathful aspect, or Tara in wrathful aspect, like Tara in rawful aspect, like Gurukule, like that, like that. Or Tara has, within 21 Tara also has a rawful Tara. You can visualize like that. Or the usual Tara, emanate into more rawful aspect. Then you can bless the substance with Om Ah Hong, 3 times Om Ah Hong. Then after that, then you can recite the mantra Om Hriti Uditanana Hompe. As for Yamantaka, you recite Om Hriti Uditanana Hompe. Higher Giva is very common to dispel hindrances. Sri Benza got the higher Giva Hulu Hulu Hompe. Sri Benza got the higher Giva Hulu Hompe. Then Vajapani, which is very common, Om Benzapani Hompe, Om Benzapani Hompe. You can recite like that, Then Tara wise, Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha, just recite Om Tare Tu Tare Tu, Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha, like that. Then if you are arranging with the wood, or arranging with some kind of like fire sparkling, whatever, then you arrange like a cross, swastika cross, like cross, let's say four stick cross like that, like this, cross. Then in the center you put some fire, burning. Then you throw the sesame seed into the fire, like that. And the fire, you understand, not ordinary fire. It's a fire mandala, fire mandala with a fire mandala deity, which has the ability to consume all the negativities. You can meditate like that. So you see, like this. So so don't throw like that. Don't throw like this. Throw like this, like that. Okay. Then it says, when recite essence mantra and engaging in the rawful rites, you should generate yourself as a meditation deity if you have initiation. If not, visualize above your head. Then through diverse threatening display of magical power, if you are just doing visualization, there's an emanation of, from the deity. Let's say from Yamantaka, emanation of all the Yamantaka's rawful staffs, like curved knives, sword, all the different staffs are like shooting out, to dispel the hindrances, like that, or otherwise, the rainbow lights, carry the powerful, powerful blessings that which has an antidote to pacify all the hindrances. You can visualize like that. Then the sound of the mantra, you can hear, it carry a very loud echo that really can pacify, all the other names, the names of hindrances, so that from that onward, then there's not even a name of hindrances. There's not even a name of sicknesses. There's not even a name of obstacle, so you can understand that. Then you should crush all mundane body into a dust and imagine that all beings are led to the wisdom omniscient. So then your samsaric mundane body here, referring to your entire samsaric aggregates, samsaric phenomena, all the contaminated phenomena, contaminated beings, you see. So basically entire samsara is completely destroyed, completely purified. Then from that purified emptiness nature, and oneself and the rest of the world and the rest of the sentient being, actualize into a wisdom of omniscience. So all the beings become the Dharmakaya aspect of the Buddha, the wisdom Buddha, wisdom body of the Buddha. All the places become Buddha's pure realm, which is completely in the arising of the wisdom of omniscience. So you can understand like that. Then when chronic illnesses or harmful spirits strike you, free of mental agony, cultivate the conviction that they are all devoid of origin. All devoid of origin. So whenever sicknesses, sufferings comes in one's way, one should meditate on the emptiness of its origin, emptiness of its nature. The sickness is devoid of the substantial existing in its own nature, as a sickness. The obstacle, whatever obstacle, fear that comes in your way, you again interpret into emptiness. In the idea of the devoid of origin, intrinsic, inherent, substantial, existing in its origin, or in its cause, or in its result, the nature, in past, in present, in future, all in one taste, devoid of intrinsic existence. Understand like that. Recognize all experiences mirror reflection. Placing your mind and meditative equipoise on loving kindness, thus taught the master. All the experiences, to understand, like illusional, like emptiness. Like how you look at in the mirror, you see as you, but when you go to, you see as you, but that is not you. That is not you. That's just simply, reflection of you. You see. So therefore, if you go and analyze the search in those experiences, you cannot find any substance, inherent substance. You see. So it is called like mirror, if emptiness, mirror if reflection, or you can also call it illusional, like emptiness. So you to understand that. Placing your mind in meditative equipoise. Then after that, after understanding that, after understanding that, then try to be in the meditative equipoise as much as possible. I think one of the past session, taught about how to do meditative equipoise. So you can use those techniques. So in short, completely dissolve single pointedly into that mirror like reflection, or space like emptiness, in all thought that comes in your way, in all experience that comes in your way, when think about yourself, when think about others, whatever, everything interpret into, um, you know, illusional like. Then in the expense of that emptiness, try to be concentrated, be single pointed concentration as much as possible. So that is very much like meditative equipoise. Meditative equipoise. Then from that meditative equipoise, then you arise into loving kindness. Then you manifest. You see, placing your mind in a meditative equipoise, meditative equipoise on the emptiness. Then from that emptiness, then you bring about everything in the expressions of loving kindness. You see. So even though in the wording here it's a place your mind in meditative equipoise on loving kindness, if we want to interpret literally like that, meaning that you should focus, fully aware or fully cultivation of loving kindness. But this can be also understand, if you in Tibetan writing is all words are linked together here and there. In English translation there's a lot of comma, a lot of here and there like that. So, so I think the conclusion understanding is, after interpreting every experience in an emptiness, then you get into meditative equipoise. From that very pure being of meditative equipoise, then you come to a post meditation, which is completely overwhelmed with the loving kindness. That should be the way. So this is what the teacher taught. If affliction arises in your mind, recognize this nature to be devoid of origin, like before, and transform the affliction into wisdom. So transform the affliction into wisdom is when the delusion comes in your way, and you give time to yourself to analyze whether that delusion exists the way how it appears or not. By analyzing, you will come to a point that it does not exist the way how it appears to you. Then finding emptiness of the way how it appeared before is the realization from the ignorance, which is affliction turned into a wisdom. Investigating the nature of ignorance and not finding of ignorance in its origin is the realization of wisdom, or realizations of, or transformation of ignorance into a wisdom. So this is like that. So this exactly is a transform the affliction into wisdom. So that should be the understanding. So whatever adverse circumstances or conflict may arise, train your mind to transform that into a means of completing the true accumulation. So everything used as an accumulation of true merits, merit of matter, merit of wisdom. In this manner, then you should partake in everything, food, clothing, and shelter, as a factor conducive to the practice of awakening mind. Okay, so every experiences, everything you do, you understand as a what you call, but every experience, some good or bad, neutral, everything you translate, or you take onto the path of enlightenment. Then whatever whatever things that you have, all the comfort, like home, clothes and foods and friends and families, and uh, everything, including that sometimes need to take break, sometimes need to sleep, sometimes need to go for holiday, whatever, everything you regard is all a conducive condition for me to accomplish the true accumulation of merit, to actualize the full enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So this is so wonderful, great reminder. So if we think like that, then everything become meaningful. Even going to toilet become meaningful. Even how much you eat also meaningful. How much you spend also meaningful. How big house you live also meaningful. Even you live in a small house also meaningful. Like everything become meaningful. Mm. You should strive in the causes that help all sentient beings who see, hear, think, or speak about you to um, exhaust their three obscurations. So one should understand that you become an antidote to all other sentient beings' negativities. You see, so therefore, whoever see you, remember you, think of you, hear about you, whatever negatively or positively relate to you, just relating to you, you become an antidote. You become a reason to exhaust the three obscurations. First obscuration is obscuration of karma. Second obscuration of affliction, delusion. Third obscuration, the obscuration of the subtle knowledge, obscuration of subtle knowledge. So these are the three obscuration. By purifying the first obscuration, you help sentient beings to be free from being born in the three lower realms. By purifying the second obscuration, you free the practitioners to completely abandon enlightenment and remain in nirvana peace. um, or at least you purify all the negativities for the practitioner to at least actualize self nirvana of hero and solitary realizer. By purifying the third obscuration, then you cause sentient beings to actualize full enlightenment. You see, so you understand like that. So you see. So now, how many people talk about you? How many people talk bad thing about you? How many people praise you? Give present to you, or talk to you. You see, you become a truly wish fulfilling gem for them. You see, you become true healer for them. You are absolute antidote for their suffering and discourse. You see, you are absolutely kind of the definite, complete right cause for their liberation and enlightenment. You see, unbelievable practice. Mm. And thus attain the Buddha's body. You see, to purify three obscuration and cause them to attain, the Buddha's three bodies. The wisdom body, Nimanakaya body, Sambhopakaya body. Three bodies. So here just say Buddha's body. In Tibetan, they put three bodies. Then you should take all adverse circumstances onto the perfect path and engage in the deeds of the Samantabhadra. So we practice like how Samantabhadra practice. You should then cultivate the intention, I shall help realize the enlightened intention, the enlightened activities, and the aspiration and expansive deeds of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times. Yeah, thing like that. Okay. So thank you very much. So sorry for taking too much of your time. I think almost half an hour more time. Sorry for that. So yeah, with the commentary, with some lot of different thoughts, for some people may be a bit too much. So what you can do is, whatever I say here is like give a more perspective, more ideas. Now you go back and read whatever subject that we cover, from the text. Then you have a great expanse of so many way to explore yourself, but at the same time you have a very constructive guide of the meditation for you. Just follow the text and you meditate accordingly, you see. So it's going to be solid, it's truly beneficial, especially in this difficult time. I think can use this practice, this meditation guide to especially integrate in Guru Rinpoche's practice and the wide umbrella practice, as I mentioned before. It's a so wonderful practice. So we can use this as a homework. If we practice at least this coming week, then when we move on to the next session, the imprint going to be very strong in our continuum. So then after that, even we move on to other teaching, this particular practice, we can go back, whenever we like, freshly, to help ourselves and be serviceable for sentient beings' benefit. Okay, so thank you very much. So we do short dedication. So whatever merit that we accumulate through this session, and all the merit that accumulated by Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the Gurus, and the sentient being become the cause for numberless sentient beings to be purified. Entire samsaric suffering, its causes, karma, delusion, and actualized state of full enlightenment and quality. May this collective merit become the cause, all the pandemic, war, and natural disaster, and all the sufferings to be end right away, and all the antidote be most effective, to bring end to all these sufferings. May this collective merit be complete cause. All the world leaders, the leaders of organization, and who lead the family, and yourself who lead your life, free from all the negative emotions, and fill a heart with loving kindness, compassion, forgiveness, and understanding, appreciation, and the wisdom of selfless and emptiness, so that anyone under their leadership can able to enjoy only virtues and peace and happiness. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the good people in this world, like Sonada, Lama, all your spiritual gurus, and yourself and your family members, and all the rest of the other good people, always enjoy good health, long life, fulfill all their aspirations accordingly. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the virtual institutions, all the monasteries, nunneries, and Dharma centers be free from in-outer obstacles, utilize all the conducive conditions to preserve the virtue, Dharma, peace, extensively in learning, as well as cultivation of practices to actually all the realization and the stages of power, all the way up to enlightenment accordingly. May this collective merit be a complete cause. May we all able to effectively practice and according with the teaching, then make our life most meaningful for ourselves and for the rest of the sentient beings. Ourselves and the merit and the purpose we dedicate all to be understand in the nature of emptiness. So whatever individual dedication wish to do, please do now. Tombaji Dengam Jumada Demani mentioned the Apology the Bayu and the Tachi Nimon the Lesson, the Nimigo and the Nizata, the Punjo Sumji Tachi Show, Nimon the Lesson, the Nimigo and the Nizata, Punjo Sumji Tashi Show. Okay, thank you very, very much. And please take good care of yourself and please take good care of each other. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.